Now, on this show, we've always shared with you how you can make money. Now, the key thing, again, is how to save money, because you can't invest, you can't do business if you've not been able to save money. Now, this group in northern Uganda has actually mastered both, making the money and saving it. Let's learn from them.
In our group, I have 50 women, 50 group members. 40 of them are women and 10 of them are men. At first, women were suffering a lot. There was no way of getting even buying soap, buying salt. But right now, as I talk, these women can do their business. They can also sell their nuts, take their children to school, pay their school fees, help even the husbands. And this thing has really brought change in these women.
We have been dealing with all agriculture. We never had idea of doing any business or saving anything which can help us to push life, to pay our children's school fees, and to save something in the account. We continued by saving some little money. As you know, we are people from the village, we are poor, and those women, they had no idea. We started from saving from 1,000 shillings up to 5,000, whereby we are trying. We are continuing by collecting that amount of money. Then when we collect, we shall borrow, because these women, there is no way they can go and borrow money or to get some money which can lead them to do some business. So if we collect that 1,000 shillings, we borrow out to them, then they will go and buy that shea nut butter and they sell. Then they will get some profit from there, whereby they can buy soap, salt, and other things.
At first, in Amuria, before you will, these women had no knowledge about shea nuts. The way they used to handle their things was not in a correct way. But since you will came, it brought changes. Now they know what to do. They can also produce quality shea nuts. They know how to grade, dry, and etc.
The way we used to do with this shea nut, the processing, we have been poor, by the way, because we are locally in the village. We have been poor because we never knew the idea how to prepare the shea nut. First of all, we used to pick them from the bush. Our children will eat that top part of it, and we collect it and we sell it just like that. We get small money. But since we got the idea of making that shea nut, we started locally. We just pick them. We pound them with the stones first. Then after pounding, we dry it under the sunshine. After drying up, we started just cooking them with some sun and stones. Then we started binding, grinding, and we started making small. But only that small one we used to eat, because we never knew the benefit of that shea nut. So we stopped there. But now, as this project has come, we can now manage to collect them from the bush. We open that top part, then we dry it. After drying it, we shall fry like nuts. After frying that thing, we can now pound and boil it. Then we get the shea nut, whereby we get the oil, then whereby we can take to the market and sell it, and we get some little money.
The marketing was very difficult since our shea nuts were not correctly being kept and protected. And the way we used to dry, it was not in a good way. So since we joined UWIL, Uganda Women Entrepreneurs, Now, the quality has improved. Even the market, it is very easy to get the market. When you go to the market, they can easily buy because it is a very good quality.
I'm very, 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 very critical in making people know that this tree can give help to them. Some of them have even adopted my way of keeping these trees. Right now, I have 320, and I have two places. I have one place here in Oimai, Wera Oimai. I have another one in Osekai. Eventually, what I did when I started this, I cooperated with the police, and people responded. What I did, there was one of my neighbors who cut my trees, and then I took him to the police. What I did, I told him, I don't want to imprison you. You pay me a bull. And he picked a bull, and I brought that bull to our place, and we ate that bull, measuring that we don't want to cut ikunguro. From that time, nobody has cut ikunguro. I have the initiative to produce seedlings for ekungur, which is the shea nut in English. I have 10,000 already in the process.
As you see me, I'm a disabled person, but now I'm able to take my children to school. I would like the policymakers to prevent the cutting down of shea trees because it helps us to generate income. Secondly, they help in climate changes.
The music industry in Uganda is booming. However, many that actually create the good music that we listen to are complaining that they're not getting what they're supposed to be getting. And today, we open a discussion for the copyright law, which is supposed to protect those interests. And we're picking the mind of one of the experts in this area to find out how does this relate to the Ugandan music creator.
Someone out there would be asking, what is copyright? What is music copyright? What is an IP, intellectual property? Well, the best example I would give is if you went out there and bought your land. You didn't fence it, but you have your land title in your own names. And even the government acknowledges that you're the owner. But if you've not fenced your land, you will have squatters, which squatters will be also protected by the law. But if you buy your land, fence it, you're putting out any unauthorized trespasser known to touch your land. That is the same thing applying to music. When you get your music or produce your music, distribute it. When you're distributing it, it is giving you a chance to license and copyright your content. In that, it is very easier to see anyone that has uploaded without your consent, giving you a sole ownership of your content.
The tech industry is affecting all aspects of our life. Today, we actually have a lot of discussion around artificial intelligence. And a number of youngsters and those that are tech savvy are talking about the ChatGPT and how it is affecting all professions. However, experts contend that it's likely to slow the way we create and get innovative because many are relying on it to solve problems, which would ideally push people into critical thinking spaces. So in this segment, we're trying to find out how do we create a balance between the developments on the AI side and then we stay creative as well as a people.
AI in most cases, it's defined as artificial intelligence. In the present world, things like proposal making, coming up with content, it's becoming more easier with what we call artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence in most cases, it sounds like it's open, in which way? That if I talk about artificial, it's something just made by human or something made by man, meaning that it requires a human knowledge to come up with such a particular content or anything concerning that particular work. This present world, things are becoming more easier, but still it's causing more harm. In which way? Today, people don't have to waste a lot of time, to take a lot of time to come up with something. For example, if I want to make an application, I can use some of the plugins, and those plugins are made by AIs, whereby those AIs just provide everything you need. Whereby students who are coming from universities, institutions, are finding it easier to come up with such applications, but this is all done by AIs. Meaning the time will come whereby there will be no need of them going to school or universities to come up with applications, ending up having no jobs. It's becoming more worse and no one is noticing it, but it's causing more harm in the way that even if you are making a proposal, it's easy for you to find a particular proposal using AIs. There is another situation whereby these days people chat with robots, whereby these robots are AIs also, artificial intelligence. For example, there is WhatsApp GPT. You can ask whatever thing you wish to know about and it will give you feedback. That feedback is not from a human being directly, it's from a computer, and this computer is just programmed. Since it's just programmed, it means that it can tell what you can be looking for in just a minute, not even a minute, a second, and you get that particular information. So there will come a time whereby we don't need call centers. These call centers where people sit and reply individuals which need particular knowledge of something. So all those people involved in those particular jobs of being in call centers to reply clients, it will be no more, meaning jobs will reduce. But people are not noticing it and are giving it like a blind eye, but it's causing more harm. In this present world, we shall reach a time whereby even peeling, although these days in Africa it is not too much common, but peeling whereby you need a machine where you put your bananas. If you have Irish, let it be Irish potato or sweet potato. It will require no human hands for that particular job to be done. A clear example of an AI I can give you, it's a ChatGPT. ChatGPT can provide whatever you wish. For example, if you want to make content of a particular project, you just make a search. You provide the type of content you want to search for, it provides. For example, if you want to make a proposal, whether for a business, whether for any company, it just provides. In this case, it's becoming to be a debate whereby people are losing jobs because of this particular AI. Another clear example I can give you concerning that particular AI of ChatGPT, it's when you want to make a movie, you don't have to do a lot. For example, you type in a particular sentence, a particular statement concerning that concept you want to produce. In just seconds, it produces that particular content. It gives you more options whereby you can have more than 2 or 3 options, and it's about you to choose what you would wish to have. AIs provide marketing strategies. Since they do so, it still brings a gap of those doing the particular job of having those strategies manually or from education centers to have no more jobs.
Well, that's all we had for you on this segment of Man and Market. Thank you for being part of the show. Now, we'd like to keep the conversation going. We have a lot on our digital platforms, so pay us a visit to find these and more stories. I've been your host, Charles Boji. Now, from me and team, we'd like to wish you a very good evening and God bless.